Hi, welcome to this lesson. So in this lesson, we're going to be looking at retrieving multiple elements just like we did in the last lesson, but by using the class name like this. Okay, so we're going to be looking at retrieving multiple elements by using class name. Okay, so how would you do that? Well, to start off, let's remove all of this. If you need all, or let me just comment it all out. Okay, to start off, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to, so the first one, it can have the para, that's fine. For the last two, there was no ID, remember, I'm going to give it class, like this. And both of them are going to have GRP as their class name. Just random, all of it is random. Alright, that's it. So in here I'd have to actually retrieve my element, right? So instead of get elements by tag name, I'd have to just change this to class name, and that's it. Okay, inside of this, instead of the tag, I'd have to give the name of the class inside of your quotes, like this. Okay, now if I do a console.log of x like this, this creates an array of elements as well. So if you go and look at the console.log, you'd see what the output is. There you go. We have a HTML collection of two elements, two arrays, and the first one is p.grp because p with the class grp. The second is another p.grp like this. So we have two elements like this. So that's how you look at your classes. And similar to this, you can change one of those things as well. So if I go for x1 dot inner HTML, and if I say change this para, this time let's see which para is going to get changed. And if I go in here, see, only the third para is going to get changed because the last two elements in here, these last two elements were the only ones that were accepted by your JavaScript, by our JavaScript, because those were the only ones which had the class grp. Okay, so that's one thing, right? So that's retrieving multiple elements by their class name. You can also access elements them based on their particular query selectors. Okay, now what are query selectors? Well, it's pretty simple. You can do it like p and then id, a hash and then id name, or you can do it like p dot class name. You can give the different types or the attributes, etc. Okay, so you can access them by using all of these CSS query selectors. Okay, so let's look at, the different query selectors in CSS, right? You can use each of them in here. Alright, so each of them inside of your quotes. So how would you do that? So first of all, let me comment everything out again. Okay, and let's create an example in here. Let's add a new div element. Okay, div, sorry about that. Div id is equal to, no, let's give a class for this as well, the same class, grp class, div, this is a new div. Okay, like that. See, we have our new div in here. Alright, perfect. Now, if we use the same class name, if we use the same function as before, then what will happen is, see, the div is taken into account inside of the HTML collection as well, because we are grouping everything that has a class name of grp. Now what if I only want these two paragraphs? So I only want the paragraphs that have grp, not anything else, no other element that has the class grp. Then how would I do that? Okay, so in order to do that, you can use your query selector. So you can give something like query selector all, like this. So it will select all of the queries based on the given query or condition. Okay, so S is caps in here, A is caps in here, query selector all. Okay, And inside of this, instead of just giving grp, I can give p.grp just like you would with your classes in your CSS query selectors. So if I give something like this, what will happen? See, now I only have two nodes. Okay, this only has p.grp and p.grp, and if I want to change that, that'll work as well, just like before. See, change this paragraph, so it works. So that's how you can use your query selector to change things. So that's it for this particular lesson. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.